Hi, James Harris from National Club Golfer, and today I've got a review of the brand new Srixon Z785 drivers. Okay, so really exciting product launch this from Srixon. They've really been upping their game in all their categories really over the last few years. They just seem to be getting better and better. And we can tell from heading up to the brand's launch event recently, where we had a first look at these products, that they are really excited about this gear too. Particularly with the driver, it's something that they're very excited about, and they think that this driver is really going to compete with the Callaways, the TaylorMade, Titleist and Pings of the world, if you like, where we haven't really sort of seen that, maybe particularly in the driver market. We haven't maybe seen their drivers looking really nice and sort of sounding and feeling great, but from that performance maybe not quite up there with some of the big boys. But they say with this launch, the new Z785 drivers, that's going to change, and they're really going to be just as good, if not better, than anything else out there on the market. So what have they done with this new driver, and what can you expect in terms of the performance? Well, let's just start on the looks. As you can see here, that there's quite a distinctive look about these clubs, and I think that it's a cool look about these clubs. I think it's quite futuristic. It's very sort of Japanese looking, I would say. I think from the styling on these clubs with that sort of red and black, it's really sort of pulling on the brand's sort of Japanese heritage, and I think that looks really cool as well. We've seen this driver being used a little bit on tour. We've seen Graham McDowell using this driver, and a lot of the Srixon staff players, people like Graham McDowell, they're obviously using the sort of Srixon irons and the Cleveland wedges, if you like, as staff players. But then we've often seen them, using other brands' drivers. So it's interesting to see that these drivers getting some use on tour out as well, because I think that's one of the ultimate, validation. If a tour player's can pretty much choose whichever driver they want, and they're opting to use one of the Srixon drivers, I think that's a massive vote of confidence for the product. I'm just going to touch very briefly on the technology, because we've got some interviews from Jeff Brunsky, who's the head of R&D for Srixon. But just to summarise it for you in a nice, neat way, Srixon basically say that the materials that they've used on this driver, they've used very light titanium materials in the crown and the face to produce their sort of lightest and fastest driver ever, really. So, and also what's interesting with these, we've actually got a couple of different drivers here where we've got sort of different weighting positions, where we've got some that are nearer to the heel and nearer to the toe, and all these weights that you have on the back, they can be switched around to get the right swing weight and fine tune the shot shape. But like I say, we've been catching up with Jeff Brunsky, who's got all the details on these new drivers from Srixon, so we'll take it over to him.
We, from a technology standpoint, basically recognize that we need to put everything we can into the driver to outperform competitors who may have more name recognition or marketing dollars to spend. But we know when it comes down to it, and you put this product up against a competitor product on a launch monitor, we can give you more distance and more accuracy through technology and better design. So we've done a number of things, and to list those technologies, some of the key things to get you more ball speed is a stronger alloy titanium face designed as a cup face, which actually flexes more and gives you more ball speed. We've also added a carbon composite crown, which helps us boost the MOI and boost off-center ball speed, improve accuracy. So realistically, we really just try to design a driver that you can put on a launch monitor up against any competitor and outperform it. The response has been pretty spectacular, and there's a lot of excitement to the tune of really thinking about how big this could be. And that's where that revolutionary word starts getting thrown around, that this could be a big deal. In general, everyone wants to promote that trampoline effect and make a more flexible face. And you can make something more flexible, the thinner and stronger the material is that you construct it out of. And that's what we've been trying to do better than anyone else. If you can use a stronger titanium than anyone else out there, you can make the face hotter. And that's what this is. This is the strongest titanium we've ever used, strongest one out there. The 785 is definitely designed for better players, but even better players miss the center of the face. And so while we have sort of a traditional shaped driver, the carbon crown helps us improve MOI. The stronger titanium helps us get hotter off center. So when you do not hit the very center of the face, you're going to get a benefit and more ball speed from those technologies.
Okay, we were lucky enough at the launch event to actually speak to some of the Srixon staff tour players as well. We had a little bit of time with Peter Hansen and Soren Kjeldsen. Let's hear what they've got to say about their first impressions of these new drivers.
Yeah, first impression is very good, very promising. And Srixon now brought out the driver that's it's faster, it's going further. But more important to us is you want a consistent driver. When you when we play windy conditions, and we hit quite a few off-center hits as well, and you want the driver to perform well even when you hit a little bit off the heel or a little bit off a toe. You don't want the ball to just disappear into the rough or into a bush.
Yeah, it's beautiful looking club, and obviously that's the first thing that you see. But I was excited to hit it because it looked good, but the performance was. It was quite a shock for me that it was that good, because I mean, the one thing was speed was great. I've never had a driver that comes out quicker than that one, so obviously that's something that I'm looking for. But at the same time, a driver that's easy to hit is more important than anything. And this driver was so easy to hit. I could shape it the way I wanted to, and with the the fast speed as well. I mean, I'm very excited about this club.
Okay, so how does this new Srixon driver perform? Well, we've literally only just got our hands on this product, so we haven't had a lot of time to do any in-depth testing. I've really had a very quick opportunity to go out and get some launch monitor numbers, which you can see on the screen there. And I think it's, from looking at these numbers, it is fair to say that this driver is definitely competing, with some of the bigger names in the driver market, if you like. I'm really happy with these numbers. Good sort of speed and distance numbers there. So that's really encouraging to see. And I think it's also worth pointing out that these drivers are not quite as expensive as some of the the bigger brands, if you like. We've got some Callaway and TaylorMade drivers this year coming in at way over £400. These are coming in at $349, and you might be able to get a little bit of a deal on that as well. So maybe get one for just over £300. And I think that although that is still very expensive, that is quite a bit cheaper than the most expensive drivers out on the market. But I don't think from the performance we're seeing a massive drop there. So good first impressions on these new drivers from Srixon. Obviously, we'll be looking to do a little bit more testing in the coming weeks, some comparisons with other products on the market. We'll bring those to you as soon as we have them. But in the meantime, please post any questions you have about these new Srixon drivers. If you want any more details about the shafts or the specs or the sort of fine tuning of this the weighting through the fitting process. If you want to know a little bit more how that works, want to know more on the sound and the feel, the looks, anything at all, please post us a comment below. Subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube, and sign up for notifications for when we post a new video as well. But in the meantime, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.